Hey guys, in this video, we're going to take a look at the camera settings walkthrough on the iPhone 17, 17 Pro or Pro Max. First, let's return back to the home screen. Then tap on settings. Now in settings, if we scroll down, then tap on camera. Here at the beginning, we've got system settings, so camera control. In here, if you tap on launch camera, you can choose whether this button here, the camera control button, when you press on it, it can open the camera, the code scanner, magnifier or none. So if I press on it, it will open up the code scanner, as you can see. And if I tap on camera, now if I press it, it will open the camera. Okay, so that's the camera control. You can set this button, the camera control button, to single click or double click. So if you select double click, you need to click on it twice to open up the camera. Or a single click, you can press on it once to open up the camera. Okay, for the next option is the require screen on. So launching a camera app with camera controls requires the screen to be on. Okay, and next we got the controls, so we can set camera adjustments. So tap on customize. In here you can use gesture where the light press will do, or you need to press it fully. Or you can use swipe, so we can turn on swipe. So if we go to camera, you can swipe it to open up the control right here. As you can see, if I swipe it, I can bring up the control settings. Okay, next is the controls. We can choose to enable or disable exposure, depth, zoom, camera, styles, and tone. Anything that you don't want to enable, you can tap on it to remove it. You can also rearrange the items so it goes into certain order. Next is the clean preview, so hide app controls when making adjustments. You can turn it on or switch it off. So that is the controls customization. Here you can enable or disable lock, focus, and exposure. So lightly press and hold, then continue touching the camera control to maintain focus and exposure. So here if I light press on this button, I can activate the auto exposure and auto focus locked. Okay, so next one is the accessibility. Here you can add accessibility functions to the camera control. So we got light press force. I set it at default. So light press camera control to try the settings. Here double light press speed, default, slower, and double click speed. Okay, so we go back now. So that's the camera control settings. Next is the app settings, photographic style. Here we got standard, amber, gold, rose gold, bright, neutral, or cool rose. So you can see as you swipe across, it shows different colors options. And after that, you can tap on the use button, use that option. This is also a customize button. Here you can manually customize it. You can see the color changes as I move this around. Okay, so that is the customization. Next is the resolution functions. So we can change the video recording resolution. So you can change it to HD or HD at 30 FPS, 60 FPS or 120 FPS. You can also set your camera to 4K, 24 FPS. This settings is like setting your cameras in cinematic mode. Then you got 4K at 30 FPS, 60 FPS, and 120 FPS. And here are some of the settings, as you can see. And you can also turn on PAL formats and TFC. Okay, we got videos, shall show PAL formats. That's for Europe, Africa, Asia, and South America. Enhanced stabilizations. Video and cinematic mode will stabilize videos by zooming in slightly Action mode, lower light, you can turn it on. So action mode will decrease the stabilization to optimize for less bright scenes. You can turn it on or off. Next is the HDR video options. You can switch it on or turn it off. Then you got the auto FPS. And here you can choose off, auto 30 FPS or auto 30 and 60 FPS. Next is the lock camera. So do not automatically switch between cameras while recording video. So you can lock it in. So if it's using a particular lens, then it will lock it in. And you got the lock white balance as well. So you can lock white balance while recording video. Okay, so that's just the record videos options. Then you got record slow-mo. Here we got 1080 pixel at HDR at 120 FPS, 240 FPS, or 4K at 120 FPS. And here it shows that if you change the settings, how much storage space it will take up. So 800 megabytes of storage space if you're using 4K at 120 FPS. So that's just a slow-mo. Then you got record cinematic. Here you can set to 4K or HD. Record sound, you got spatial audio, stereo, mono, allow audio playback, and wind noise reduction. It's quite self-explanatory in here. Next, we've got the formats. So you can set your camera to high efficiency or MOS compatible. So if you need to upload to Windows computer, you most likely want to choose MOS compatible. Here we've got photo capture. You can set the size, the picture size, 12 megapixel or 24 megapixel. And obviously if you choose 24 megapixel, it will take up more storage space. Next one is the ProRAW and resolution control. So you can turn it on. Here we've got ProRAW format. So you can set to JPEG lossless or JPEG XL lossless or JPEG XL lossy. I will leave it at the default. Okay, so if we go further down, we got the video capture output ProRes. Show control for ProRes. ProRes is one of the most popular formats for professional video post-production. A minute of 10 bits HDR ProRes is approximately 1.7 gigabyte. So you can turn it on if you want to perform some professional editing. Next, we've got preserve settings, camera mode, photographic style, creative controls, depth control, macro control, exposure adjustment, night mode, portrait zoom, action mode, pro resolution control, and live photos. So with preserve settings, it will keep or preserve the last mode, such as video, rather than automatically reset back to photo. Next one is use volume up for burst shot. So you can set the volume up button here. When you press it, it will take burst shot. Next, we got the scan QR code. So you can turn it on or off. If you switch it off, then the camera will not detect your QR code. Show detected text, you can turn it on or off. This function will basically use the camera to detect text from a document. If there are some text, it will show. So for example, we can go to the camera and here it shows text, and then you can select the text. Here we can simply select the text like that. So that's the show detected text. Next, you got the composition, grid, and level. So here we got the grid, we turn on grid. So we just go back to settings. Here it is. And you got level, mirror front camera, you can turn it on or off. View outside the frame. And you got indicators, flash, live photo for video. you got action mode and dual capture. So here, if you turn on flash and live photos, when you go to your camera, it shows up here. So for photos, then it shows some settings here. So flash and live photos. So if I switch off two of them, you can see it will keep your screen clean and it does not show unless you press on that button there. Okay, so you can turn it on or off. Same for video, action mode and dual capture. So we go to video, so here we've got dual capture and action mode. So if you don't want it, you can simply switch it off and it will not show in the indicator up here. Okay, I'll go back in and I'll turn it on. Next up is the Fusion camera. So we've got the additional lenses, 28mm and 35mm. You can turn it on. Here you can choose the default lens, 24mm at 1x, 1.2x at 28mm or 35mm. So that's the Fusion camera. Next is portraits in photo mode. You can turn it on or off. Automatically capture depth information if a person, dog or cat is prominent in the frame in photo mode. Here we've got prioritize faster shooting, lens correction, correct lens distortion on the front and ultra wide cameras. Macro control, you can turn it on or off. Show control for automatically switching to ultra wide camera to capture macro photos and videos. Lens cleaning hints. Display a suggestion when the camera lens should be cleaned to improve image quality. So you can turn it on or off as well. And the last option is save captures to photo library. So automatically save captures taking in messages camera to the photo library. So you can turn it on or off. That is for the messages app. And that's it. That is all the settings for your camera. And on your cameras, there are the additional things that you can change by swiping up at the bottom here. And depending on the different mode that you use, you may have different options available up here. So you can see for videos, these are the available options. And for photos, you get a different options. So go through the camera here and choose different mode, and you will realize that there are different options for you to play around with. And that's it. Thank you for watching this video.